Alright guys, what's going on today? We are going to be doing a lace front touch-up. Basically, if you don't want to take off your hair system, if you're by yourself and you don't know how to take it off and put it on by yourself, which can be quite tricky, or you use salons and you just need a touch-up in between your visits, this video will be helpful to you. We're going to be basically going kind of by the books. This isn't going to be anything super special, but it's just going to be a rough and dirty guide about how to do it. So what you're going to need, I'm going to use some water right here. I'll show you why. Use some cotton balls, some isopropyl alcohol, a brush, and then your liquid adhesive right here. That should be everything that we need. So the first thing that I'm going to do, because I have a little bit longer hair in the front, is I'm actually going to wet my hair with this water right here and use a brush. This is a wet brush. I'm going to try to push back my hair so that way it's as out of the way of the hairline as possible. All right, so here we go. All right, so now that we have our hair wet and pulled back, I'm actually going to pull up this unit right here. All right, there we go. So now that I've pulled that up, what we got to do is first actually clean the adhesive off of my head. So what you're going to need is cotton balls for this right here, and we're basically going to start actually rubbing this on our skin. All right, so I'm going to hold this up right here, and I'm going to start using this cotton ball to pull at the glue. So this is a liquid adhesive, right? So what the cotton ball does is it essentially just acts as a way to pick up the glue. It doesn't break it down, but it allows it to kind of combine and roll off of your skin. It binds to the cotton and it picks it up off of your skin. So this is a great way, if you need to, in a hurry, to get your hairline replaced. So you'll know when you don't have any more liquid adhesive on you when you stop seeing the cotton actually roll. See right there? There's some liquid adhesive right there. But when the cotton stops rolling off of your actual skin and stuff like that, like when you don't see any more that's being stuck to your scalp, that is when the glue is pretty much gone. But even after you get all of the liquid adhesive off, what we're going to do is we're going to use isopropyl alcohol to really clean the surface and make sure that it's in good condition. However, first, before we do that, I'm actually going to get it off of the this right here is a lace front unit, so we're going to get it off of the lace. Now we're basically going to do the same exact thing that we just did, and I'm going to hold my hair back. As you can see, this would probably be a lot harder to do if I didn't wet my hair, because the hair would be in the way. So as you can see, as I do this right here, it starts picking up the glue and the cotton starts sticking to the lace and there's some poly behind it. If you're wondering if this is something that you're new to and you haven't really seen much hair system videos, there's lace in the front of this one right here, and then there is a polyurethane base behind it. So this right here, some people like to have a lace front. I thought I'd give it a try. This is my first time and I'm excited about it. It's pretty cool. This is definitely an interesting way that I'm not used to doing, but I wanted to do a touch-up video because I've never done one before. Every single time I've done it, it's always been with a poly or just liquid adhesive. So I just pulled a little bit of hair out right there, because actually the reason that happened is when I first installed this unit, I actually forgot that you're not supposed to put the lace down before the liquid adhesive is dry, and I just went ahead and I put it down really quickly. I made that mistake and I instantly was like, oh my god, why did I just do that? So some of this liquid adhesive is going to be a little bit more stuck to the lace, and therefore it's actually going to pull out some of the hair, because when you put the liquid adhesive on your head and it's not fully dry before you set it back down, the liquid adhesive isn't dry on your scalp before you put the lace down, what happens is it kind of goes up and seeps into the actual system. It can cause an issue. All right guys, so this isn't absolutely perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect for a touch-up like this, because I'm just going to be trying to get maybe 6-7 more days, and then I'm going to be getting a new system put on, one that's a custom unit. It's my first custom unit, so I'm excited, but it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to get absolutely everything off of it. There's still some liquid adhesive back here that I haven't touched, and I'm not going to worry about it. Primarily what I'm going to do is I'm going to reattach all of this stuff in the front. So before we do that, I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to use a cotton ball, and I'm going to put some of it on like this, and we're just going to clean the scalp. Isopropyl alcohol is such a great way to get your bond to release Once the isopropyl alcohol actually starts to dry though, so basically if you need a little bit more time with your hair system, like with the bond, something like that, isopropyl alcohol is a great way to create a release without actually having to redo the entire liquid adhesive. All right, so now we're going to use this right here. It's just some Ghost Bond XL. I've been using this stuff, trying it out. It doesn't turn white on me, which is nice when I'm sweating and in the gym and stuff. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually put this down on our scalp. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to see how this is. And usually when I'm putting down liquid adhesive, what I like to use is a silicone applicator. But for this purpose today, we are just going to do some of this right here. And you want to get it nice and even across your entire, and I actually went a little bit low right now. What I usually do is about 4 fingers from right here, and you want to apply the liquid adhesive right about to that line. This is something that after we can go back and we can actually clean up by basically using cotton balls, isopropyl alcohol, all of that stuff. So it's not a huge deal if you get it a little bit longer. Another way that you can do this is you can actually mark your hairline before you remove it with like a marker or something like that will come off relatively easy. So there's different ways that you can mark this. Now what we're going to do right now is we're going to wait until all this glue kind of dries out, and the way we know it dries and that it's cured is that this will go from white to being a clear color. And this right here, this is actually for silicone adhesives, which not all liquid adhesives are silicone. So there's different types. There's acrylic, there's silicone, there's water-based. So the silicone though will start out white and then it will kind of go into a clearish color, which you'll see. All right, and basically right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a air dryer just to speed up the curing process a little bit. Don't have to use high heat, you can use a cool heat, but just basically using the power of wind to make this a little bit faster. And here we are, and we're ready basically for the final step, which is going to be laying it down onto our head. Now here is a pro tip that is going to make this either less awkward or more awkward depending on how you do it. That old friend of ours, isopropyl alcohol. Now this can be used to also help you put down your units no matter what you're doing. Now what I'm going to do is put a little bit on my fingers, and what this will help me do is keep the stickiness off of the back of my fingers as I'm laying it down. May not sound like it's that big of a deal, but this can really just kind of make it a little less awkward. So what I do is I kind of coat the fronts and backs of my fingertips right here. Don't need a lot, just give it a little schmooch right there. And then from here, so it's on my fingers, it's drying right now. Now all I'm gonna do is lay this puppy back down. Now what I'm gonna do is just give it some pressure. It's best if you do what I'm doing right now with kind of like a rat tail comb, that you can just press down the actual spot that you're looking to press it down as opposed to a little bit wider of an area. But this will do, and I'm gonna fix it in a second. So there we go. I mean, that's pretty much reinstalled now, but I don't know if you can see, but there is actually a line of silicone adhesive right here that I need to actually pull up and get off of my skin, because 1, it's shiny, 2, it's sticky, and we don't want all the hairs getting inside of that, and 3, well, I don't know. Is there a 3? Leave me a 3 in the comment below. So if you want to be careful and not rip out any hair when you get closer to the hairline, you use some isopropyl alcohol once again and a cotton ball. And this is how we do it. Isopropyl alcohol, I swear, is like a hair system's best friend. Use it for so many things. All right, guys. And there we go. Do you like my messy cut that I got going on right now? Trying out some new styles, you know. Maybe this is gonna stay, maybe it won't stay, who knows. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get a haircut in a couple days, and you know, this is gonna be all different. So Anyways, that's a really short guide of how you can actually get a little bit more time out of your hair system if you don't know how to do a full install, or you don't want to, or you're waiting until you go back into the salon. All you have to do is just fix the front hairline. It's easier if you can do it on a poly. Lace is probably a little bit harder, but either way, it's totally achievable. You just got to have a little time and a little bit of patience, and you'll resolve it. It's not that big of a deal. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.